Hello and good evening, Zelda 1 Randomizer race fans. We are in for an excellent match tonight. We are in the top 16 now of the Rookie Rumble 2024. We are currently sitting in Game 1 of that top 16 with Ultralavos and Veetorp. We are incredibly hyped over on this end, and when I say we, I mean hello. This is Neo No Name right over here, and joining me on comms is Hio24. How are you doing?
I am doing good and glad to be here, Neo. This is going to be a fun match. Two very tight. Both these runners are going to give us a good show, that's for sure. And I would imagine it's going to be very close.
Oh, absolutely. I'm very excited to see this. Both of them are coming in from a 2-0, 2-2-0, finishing their original phase one of these brackets here when we were in the top 32. So this is going to be pretty exciting to go and see what it is that we have over here and how this is being executed by these guys. I'm going to go ahead and throw out one extra one. I want to say thank you to Custom on the Tracker. Without having a tracker, we won't have all that great information available for everybody out there. So Custom, thank you for being such a great tracker in the background, and we really appreciate all that.
Ooh, and look at where we're starting in the far left. Not the greatest place, but we immediately find level 2, so already potential for an easy dungeon and maybe an easy item.
Located one dungeon.
Yeah, this will be nice and this will be a nice and easy start. I hope over here for these two great players. Two being of course a small level, so making for a pretty easy dig. One item on the floor, and of course our Triforce that we need to get before we get to wander on off to 8.
Yeah, and very easy enemy set to start. So already kind of a little warm up for these runners, not having to go with. And there's a Triforce right away for
Oh my
Veetorp.
goodness! Very quick and easy. Veetorp already
And
on the board.
Lavos on the other side finds the map, and that map is not too bad. Definitely not the linear type where you have to go in order. So one person could see a lot, and another could see none.
With just enough flexibility, if you need to bomb around, you should be able to. Bomb should be good in most of the different paths. And two, oh, and Ultralavos, skipping the Triforce to go dig for that item first.
I don't blame him for skipping that Triforce right there because he could find the item up in the top, up in A, and then get a full refill. But they are only at 3 hearts right now, so you're not really looking at a big refill.
Alrighty, let's see here. This is looking pretty smooth now. Going ahead and having moblins in the dungeon, great, super helpful for the easy sets. There's always that one scary one, or maybe the two scary ones that we have hanging out there. Is where do Lionels end up, and where do the Wizrobes end up? Because a lot of people have different preferences on whether or not you want to go and do the Wizrobes in the dungeon or the Wizrobes on the overworld. I'm very much a Wizrobes on the overworld type person, but it can vary, depending on your playstyle.
See, for me, I look at it as I don't really care about Lionels as much. I just don't want to see bunnies inside the dungeon when I don't have, and I have to clear them. Because bunny in a dungeon can take your time and just waste it.
And you know what? You may need to correct me on this one here, but how many hits with a wood sword is it for one of those bunnies, those Paul's voice? Is that solid
10? It is, yeah.
Oof.
It is just one arrow, but it takes a while to get them down, and especially if they're blocking a locked door. Alright, Veetorp is making his way through here, finds a key. So let's hope, and he might be able to hold on to that key. Doesn't look like any blocks yet.
Nope, not at all, and that's super helpful to pick up these keys early on in 2, because so many. Oh, and there's another one. So many of these early dungeons can be key problematic. The logic of the randomizer doesn't quite set it up the same way that you do with vanilla, where you find a key, then a locked door, a key, then a locked door. There can be all sorts of behind these doors.
And we do find level 8 is going to be in the grave area. The grave area is just about 4 screens, so unless it's power bracelet, oh my god, look at what's on the floor.
Whew.
But unless it's power bracelet blocked, 8 will be open, most likely.
Yeah, that is true. Maybe under an armmost, behind a bomb wall, under an actual grave itself. But either way, that That find is a huge find for defense over on Ultralavos' side that we have right now. It's a little rough for Veetorp, but I assume they're going to start heading right on back that way to make sure that they get what they get. But a red ring
Yes.
early saves you money. You don't have to buy a blue ring. Huge defensive upgrade.
I mean, if you could ask for any item to start the game within 4 minutes, red ring is probably the #1 answer, just because of the defense it brings, and it also allows you to pick up less hearts. I mean, you don't have to stop to find those hearts as much.
Yeah, absolutely. Your only trade-off on that one is maybe not getting the magical sword, but when you have this much defense and you pick up some fun offensive items like the red candle or the wand, you're in a pretty good spot nonetheless.
Yeah, and especially in this seed where you only need 10 hearts for magical sword, you're not going to be looking too much.
Yeah, that's absolutely right, and we'll actually add for everybody out there that's not familiar with the Rookie Rumble set, it's 10 for the magical sword as we just discussed. It's also 4 for the white sword item, and the white sword item is always going to be the recorder.
Yeah, and it's nice that both of our runners have picked up that heart. They both will be able to get that recorder as soon as they find it. And Veetorp finding also the information about level 8, and Lavos should potentially be finding it here shortly.
And there we go. Veetorp gets that red ring as well. The up and A or the save. It's only one screen away.
Oh, and
no,
look
they got
at
the Triforce. That's right. That's right. Oh, hello, big secret.
Well, yeah, we've got some money today. So we got red ring. We got lots of money. We just need to find the hints now, and then we can get some real answers. But there is level 8 for Lavos.
Exactly where advertised.
I imagine he's going to at least dig one item out of here. With the red ring, yeah, you got plenty of defense. And we do have Wizzies in the overworld, so in my opinion, that's a nice red ring already. That's pretty nice. You don't have to deal with them in the dungeons.
I'd be breathing a sigh of relief right now.
Ooh, Lavos almost using up his last bombs, but thankfully got the bomb drop.
And we see Veetorp finding a take any at the vanilla potion shop, electing to take the heart over the candle right now. Which, incidentally, is not a bad choice. A lot of people like to do that in hopes of finding the candle itself. You know, if money ends up being reasonable in the seed, which I think we can see that it is going to be pretty good for us. Not to mention there's the wooden sword cave too.
Yeah, and since we start with the wooden sword, and we know the wooden sword has to be in an open cave, there's not many places for it to be hiding, so I tend to always, at least for the first heart, grab the heart to make sure I can get recorder. But I don't blame Veetorp for grabbing it there because he's halfway to magical sword already.
Yeah, and we're a little bit divested in our paths between the two of them right now, which is great. We get to see a lot more of the overworld from our side of the house here. And there's another big secret.
And that's an early Triforce and 8 as well.
Now the question is, with Shapes 8 being the size it is, 1 transport in there, 2 items, do we go back in? Oh, we do not. Get what I believe is our first Armos checkup here at the Grave Armos to see what we may or may not have hanging around. And there's our hint shop. Do we buy hints? Yeah, we save. We're coming back to save scum these, I think, over on Veetorp's side.
Now, I had to walk away for just a second. Where were those hints?
Those are over by start, I believe.
Okay, so he's going to have to spend some time on that walk. I mean, it's not a terrible idea. Knowing that you're going to, save all that money, but it is going to cost him time.
True. And Ultralavos, he came across his first take any there and chose the blue candle.
Yep, and unfortunately he's up in Death Mountain, so not many uses at the moment for that candle.
All right.
Now
we're at that.
Those are some hefty secrets. Alright, so Power Bracelet required today. All right, now heart container in 8. Ooh, wanted 1.
Interesting. And incidentally, we have 7 on the board right now over in the forest.
Well, Lavo's getting all of his big ones out of the way quick. Oh, and there's a quick ladder.
Oh my goodness!
Wow.
That has the potential of really opening up the seed, maybe.
I mean, we haven't even seen the coast item yet, so that could be anything except for the 1. Now, could you imagine the 7 being immediate? Oh, wow. I may have tried to kill those danger noodles.
You know,
Red ring.
It might be a wooden sword, but red ring, I mean, you still have the blue candle. That's a little bit of help. Maybe a bomb if you're feeling particularly, needy, but something early would be helpful.
Just a magical boomerang under our armors.
Not exactly everyone's favorite item, but you know what? You can certainly pick it up. It doesn't hurt, especially early game. Get a couple stuns here and there.
Yeah, I mean, when you're still on wood sword, it's not terrible to have, but I choose to never pick it up, so that's just me.
Yeah, it's definitely one of those situations where, as you select through your different items over there, one less item can sometimes make or break it as you're going through.
Yep, and Lavos attempting to kill these red whiz robes to get more bombs, and does find more bombs.
And yes, chat, those are some sort of robots. I have actually no idea what Ultra's pixel set is over here, but they look like robots to me. I would have said Daleks if there was Doctor Who in here.
So yeah, Lavos has a bunch of different random things. He is playing as Deadpool. He's picking up burritos for hearts. And yes, those are from Doctor Who, I believe.
Oh my goodness gracious, I love it. Well, Veetorp's in 8 now, and with Veetorp knowing about that heart container, we may see that exact behavior. Is just going in there, getting your Triforce, getting out, and hoping that that last item isn't worth it, especially on a dig like this.
Yeah. I mean, you got two hearts and 8, so maybe Veetorp tries to pull both hearts out, and then he'd only need 3 more hearts for magical sword.
Yeah, early max play, completely viable. You get the great defense, you pull on that great offense, you're gonna really blast through the seed.
Oh yeah, this would become a heck of a jet seed. Oh look, there's a white sword right on the coast.
Oh, and there we go.
So magical sword not as important, but still helpful. And more money just keeps coming to these runners. 36 mid, so they're not going to run out of money anytime soon.
No, we've seen at least 2 of the big ones out here for 119. A few of the 36ers. I don't even think we've seen a small, and if we have, I've just completely missed it. But
well, I would not be surprised if it was also 20. We have seen a lot of potion shops, just no letter yet. So we'll still have to see what those costs are. Yeah, and that's 6 hearts for Veetorp.
Well, there's our small, incidentally. It is at 5 rupees. It was not there to play like the other ones were.
I can't give them everything. I mean, we're 12 minutes in, and they both have 2 Triforces, Red Ring. Veetorp will probably be finding his second sword soon. We just saw Mags. I mean, this is looking good for these runners.
Mag's very close to start too. That's an easy up and A before you head on off to any of your major dungeons too.
Exactly, and there's at any roads, and that's not a bad start. I mean, you got 3 points of the map here. They're in opposite areas. Death Mountain, maybe? Oh, look at that.
Death Mountain. Good call.
I mean, I would give that Any Roads a solid A.
Yeah, I'm gonna completely agree with you there.
No. I'll give it a B because it only gets an A if you start next to, if it's one of them's close to start.
Oh, Alright, you know what? That's fair. I'll take it. I'll get behind the B right now. Maybe a B+, because that is a pretty good amount of coverage.
Yeah. Lavos finding his first take inning.
Veetorp finding another door repair. I actually haven't caught the value on the door repair quite yet. Looked like it was a little bit, but maybe not terribly rough.
Well, door repairs can only be between 15 and 25, so the gap is not huge there. Veetorp does find his blue boomerang now. Chooses not to take it. Don't blame him.
Alright, we're starting to go up here, and we'll... Oh, go, please.
I don't think we've seen any arrow shops yet. So, I mean, with the amount of money these runners have, I would imagine somebody will buy the arrows when they do see it.
Yeah, I agree. Arrows, and you may even see somebody go crazy enough for bait, but I think that this money's going to be saved for hints at this point in time.
Yeah, yeah. I mean, 36 for our mid and 124 for our large. Yeah, they're not going to have any problems buying hints here.
Great screen scroll from Veetorp all the way over to Vanilla level 5, or Vanilla First Quest level 5, that is.
Or 119 large, sorry. I think I had a 124 earlier in one of my random seeds.
And there's our other hint shop, Ultralavos finding it.
No, it's the same hint shop.
Oh, is it? Oh, you're right, it is. Oh, I got confused for a minute.
So we already know these. Lavos is going to enjoy seeing the heart container in 8, knowing that he probably is not going to go back there unless he's forced to. Veetorp finding the recorder up on the lake, so that's a nice pickup and a far away spot to find it.
It's not a common one to hit in many routing paths. Now, I mean, you're definitely going to get through there at some point, but there's only a few routes that actually take you through there, so it's a really great pickup at this point in time to find it, knowing that your opponent may not find it early on and may not find it for a while.
Yeah, you kind of route it in when you're doing Casino Corner, but the problem with Casino Corner is a lot of people tend to die there too. So then it's like now you're going up for those 3 checks, and it kind of gets thrown away sometimes.
Found another great mid-secret underneath Recorder Lake.
Lavo's getting hit right as he's dropping a bomb. I hate that. And then you drop the bomb in the wrong spot. Alright, Lavo's finding his take innies for the first time. I mean, his innie roads. Oh, that's a rough screen.
We see, I don't think Veetorp has a candle quite yet now. That might be the point in time where you want to think about buying one if you come across one. I don't think we've seen it in the shop yet, but, you know,
there's
in terms of where you're going.
There's a good chance the Wood Sword Cave is actually up on East Death Mountain in the spot next to original level 9. Because we've seen a lot of the open caves. I don't think we've seen level 1 yet, so it might be there too.
Yeah, level 1, I think maybe level 2 is also missing on that list, and then East Death Mountain's all I can really think of here too, so I think you're spot on.
No, Lavos did see level 2.
Ah, okay.
So I think they're kind of down to just level 1 and the potion shop next to level 9.
Oh, with it being narrowed down, maybe it's time to take a trip up there and pick up that candle.
Well, thankfully for Lavos, he picked up in the take any, and will not have to worry about that.
That's true.
Veetorp is in Death Mountain, just not the right side of Death Mountain.
Oh yeah, that's a good one out there in chat from our Tracker Custom is Desert Cave. That one is also outstanding.
Oh, yeah, you're right. I don't think anybody has checked Desert Cave.
You know, it's one of those spots, not quite as bad as the Forgotten Spot, but yeah, sometimes it passes over your memory there.
Yeah, because usually you route it in with the forest. Oh, and that is a cheap blue candle for Veetorp at 43.
Easy pickup up there on Death Mountain.
And Lavos checking Candle Row, finding more money. I mean, it's just money everywhere.
Plenty of things to go back to if you go and you spend enough of it.
There you go. You called it. Somebody's gonna buy the meat.
Hey, and why not, right? With that kind of cash hanging around, it's better to be safe than sorry. It's not a likely bait block, but gosh, when it happens, it is incredibly frustrating.
Yeah, and you know what? Lavos found our first bomb shop, and they're only 15, so we're not spending a lot on bombs either.
No, that's what 20. I'm sorry, 5 less than the vanilla 20. So that's not a bad price whatsoever.
It is not. Veetorp finding level 7. We do know that the ladder is in here. We have yet to see the Triforce though, and Veetorp will get the ladder immediately, as long as he can make it through this manhandler. It's always tough clipping when you've got 4 balls coming at.
Oh, exactly. Those are always the most, in my opinion, one of the most frustrating rooms to do your block clip in, because everything is poke, poke, poke the entire time, and you always lose that pixel.
Yeah, it's like when you're in there and you've got 8 blue whizzies all just trying to come right for you. There's not many that are as bad as that and Manhandla.
Ooh, and the poles
Or
are never that fun either, yeah. You know what? Maybe they're all just kind of bad. You know,
you might be right. Oh, look at this Veetorp finding another heart. I mean, he's 3 away from Mags now. And he has seen where Mags is at. So, or wait, no, Lavos has.
Yeah, but it's not too far away from start, so I imagine Veetorp's going to route it in. He just didn't have a candle at that point in time. And Ultra going ahead and clearing the Desert Potion Cave, so that has really narrowed down our Wood Sword Caves.
Veetorp taking an unfortunate death there. He did destroy one of those. He probably could have walked through that key door instead of worrying about the second one, but chose to try to take it out, and unfortunately it got him. And he's taking off as well.
Yeah, with Ultra and 5 finding it out there in the forest, it looked like. Here's a little bit of an adventure we may see.
Yeah, and Veetorp's not too far away from the forest. I imagine he heads that way now that he's got his blue candle.
Right, required bomb holes, so that's okay. Both of these runners have been doing a pretty good job about their bomb management so far.
Yeah, surprisingly there hasn't been too much needed for bombs yet. And we're getting some good enemy sets. Oh, and there's another quick Triforce in 5. Man, if they could only find these silvers and bow, I mean, this could be a fast seed.
I know. With that, you may hit the stage where all these quick Triforces show up, and then you're left with all of the dungeons, and you have to figure out which ones you're going to dig. And presumably small to large, but either way, it's going to be a potential question mark.
5 is also one of those dungeons you're like, it's just small enough that you think about digging it for the item, but when you still have 1, 3, and 4 outstanding, it does make sense to leave it alone for just now.
True. And now with Ultralavos in 6, 6 is one of those. It's an early stage dungeon, but it can surprise you. We've seen some Shapes 6s that have come out even larger than Shapes 9s, and it can be a little concerning. Oh, never mind, we'll find the item right away in 6. Why won't we?
There you go. Yeah, Shape 6 can actually be bigger in both 7, 8, or 9, depending on how 1 through 5 roll. Because in Shapes, 1 through 6 are always ascending order. So 1 will always be the smallest and 6 always the biggest. So if you have 5 small dungeons before 6, 6 could be huge.
And because they share a grid under the covers there.
Oh, there you go.
Goodness. Oh, no.
That is a beefy 6.
If I was, if the raft hadn't been that early and Ultra had gotten a Triforce early, I don't think I would have dug this. But, you know, that Triforce is required, so.
I mean, at some point you're going to have to spend the time in here. And he already has White Sword. He already has Ladder. I mean,
And by the way, there's our other hints being found on Veetorp's screen. That's second set, and we found that level 3 has the candle.
That is good. We know we won't have to dig out 3. Power Bracelet is our other item in 8. That is necessary.
Yeah, we know that there's at least one dungeon underneath there right now, and so that means it's gonna. And there's another piece of information. So now we know that there's gonna be a lot of digging. So
6 was super fast.
Excellent for 6. So we're saying right now we've gotten hints for 2 different items that are going to head and being blocked by the Power Bracelet. That is the boomerang and that is the book, which means 9 is under a push block.
Oh, it could be level 1 as well.
But we got the red ring and we know the wand's in there in 1. Oh, sorry, we got the red ring in 2, but we know the wand is in 1. So it's
So it could be the second item. Wait, oh, you're right. But that's not saying that 4, 1, and 9 are all in.
That is actually a great point. They could all be underneath, which would be a real adventure.
But it does lower the chance. We know Bo cannot be in 9. So now Bo is either going to be in 1, 4, or 5. So I think both of them have found all of their hints now. The runners are going to know pretty soon that they need to find 1, 4, and 5.
Yeah, absolutely.
But 8's going to be very appealing to get that Power Bracelet.
Yeah, that's going to be the trade-off. No matter how nice things get, and no matter how easy this ends up running for them, the 8 has to get their dig, regardless. Could be easy in there, but they got to go in there.
And Veetorp being at 8 hearts at the moment, if he was to do a full dig of 8, he would have enough for max.
That's an excellent point, and he should know that from the hints. So maybe that's going to be what the strategy is. Maybe we see Veetorp pass on the Triforce for a little bit just to guarantee the magical sword.
Well, he's already got the Triforce in 8.
Yeah.
Yeah, Veetorp is going to be very happy when he goes left here and up 1. And knows he won't have to dig all of this 6. Oh, and Bo is in 1. And Lavos did not get that information.
Yeah, that makes for a really interesting discrepancy there, whether or not... It is 1, right? You generally want to dig 1 anyways, unless you're blocked by something or... there's messy combat or something like that. But with the white sword and the red ring, there's not much combat that would be that bad.
And yet, Veetorp finds his Triforce and is just 1 behind at this moment. And Lavos using that extra cash he has for a 5th key. You never know.
Very safe route, very safe play.
And he got 5 more coins. Alright, and right away, Veetorp finding level 5. I mean, 5 and 6 were right next to each other, so we'll probably be tied up again here very shortly.
Oh, we get a raft check. Let's see what we have.
Another take any. So, all of a sudden, Lavos now up to 7 hearts. So, looking at what we got, silvers could possibly be a 50% chance in 9, a 25% chance in 5, or a 25% chance in 4. So, not many spots for silvers to still be. And with Veetorp clearing 5, we'll see. See if he goes back in and finds this item.
And once we find 4 and 3 together, if neither of them are under a Power Bracelet spot, then that really narrows some things down for us too.
Yes. Veetorp deciding, just like Lavos, not to dig out the item in 5, and instead do a little bit more exploring. Like we said, 1, 3, and 4 still outstanding.
we have done quite a bit of overworld checks at this point in time too. They're not all gone quite yet, but they're gonna reach a point in time pretty soon where we're gonna be running out of spots that aren't blocked by the power bracelet or the raft. Though we do have the raft.
Yeah,
One
and
spot left there.
those 4 power bracelet spots are going to be key because both runners know that at least one of them has a dungeon. So, and Lavos is making that play now. He is going to go find that power bracelet.
Time for the dig. Maybe Lavos will be lucky and we will run across, the power bracelet pretty early on here, but we will see. Luck has been on their side for most of the other dungeons so far.
Yeah, that is true. The seed has been very kind to our runners. Now, the good thing for Lavos is he knows that he only needs to clear rooms that could potentially be a push block, like this room.
Unless he wants to go for the play of trying to find the extra hearts to go for mags. But if we continuously see him not clearing out rooms, then I think we can be pretty comfortable that he's not trying to go that route.
Yeah, well, he does find one of the hearts. So he's still looking for another push block. But I imagine at this point, he's not going to go out of his way to find 2 more hearts, since he already has White Sword.
Yeah. Yeah, and we see him just moving right through the dungeon at this point.
Yeah, he's got to watch his key count, of course, because he is spending some, but he still has 3. And he's doing door strats here, which is going to make this a lot easier. Now just leave the room, Levels. Just leave the room.
And those are both great strategies when dealing with the Land Molas here, incidentally, is in that door there's a spot where they can't hit you, but you can still hit them, which is great. And if you kill one of them, leave the room and come on back, the other one is gone.
Yeah, unfortunately, Beamos can still hit you in the door strats, so... get some bombs out of it.
Alright, we have what looks like it's going to be a level 1 check here for Veetorp. Oof, lots of blue Land Molas.
Yeah, thankfully you don't have to kill any of them. Now he has to just start deciding, does he want to take more key doors or try to clear these rooms?
The lengthy clear with Gibdos and likes, but with the White Sword it's not as bad as it possibly could be here.
No, not at all. You got nothing shooting you. The worst thing you got in here is a bubble. And that's not too bad. Very nice bomb there, taking out one like and the red darkness.
Yeah, I think he's hoping maybe for a little bit of health off of these ones too, but not.
Yeah, he didn't get anything.
Oh, that's a painful hit.
Yeah, I mean, when you're on beep strats like he is right now, your butt is clenched. I mean, that's a rough room right there.
Yeah. Alright, we have Veetorp going for an exploration of East Death Mountain right now and finding level 3.
Oh, and we do know that the red candle is in here, so he is just going to be looking for that Triforce and getting out of here. And also, Veetorp is the first runner to make it to East Death Mountain, so we'll probably finally get to see our Woodsword Cave. Oh, Lavos is now stuck in with the Patra. Not where you want to...
Yup, that's an up and A right there. That was going to be tough.
Yeah, even on Red Ring, that room being what it was is not fun. Yep, and here comes more danger noodles.
Oh, I feel like those landmos are all over 8, which, hey, you know what? It happens.
I mean, like, all of a sudden, we went from a very easy enemy set to every room has a Patra or danger noodles.
They chose,
Like, what happened?
I know. They gave him everything fun at the very beginning, and then the second half of the seed is going to be twice as long as the first half.
Yeah. Oh, there's a nice map.
Kind of reminds me of like a Minecraft creeper, but like leaning over.
I could see that. Or maybe a T-Rex.
Ooh, I could see a T-Rex there. Veetorp just going right through, looking for opportunities or rooms where there could be some drops.
Yeah, he is not caring one bit about the item. He's just looking for that Triforce.
But not that room. And
Oh, and you love to see the compass and then realize it's in the next room.
I know, one room away, so helpful. But there's also a set of stairs in there. So, you know, maybe you get the red candle here, maybe you don't. Turns out we do. Oh no, we don't.
I think he probably just forgot what was in there, or maybe he just didn't mark it down. But the quick look, not a bad. I mean, you already had to clear the room anyways.
Mm-hmm. Lavos still working their way through 8 right now. While Veetorp's got 2 more spots to check out in East Death Mountain.
And one of them should be our wood cave. Yeah, the one on the far left should be a wood sword cave.
Yeah, I think you're absolutely right. And so Spectacle Rock is something.
Oh, there's our arrows. That is our one shop with arrows in the seed. So good pickup for Veetorp there. Yep, and there's our wood sword.
And I think that there's we're gonna record her here, which is fair. There was a few spots, you know, maybe that could have been looped around to, but for the most part, we're probably better off relocating. Yeah, exactly like this.
Well, he's actually going straight back to 8 as well,
he
too.
sure is.
He knows he needs to find this power bracelet, as I'm pretty sure Veetorp has now fully cleared the overworld.
Well, we are still missing a 4 somewhere, if that's the case.
Well, that could also be under... yeah. Well, we haven't seen Recorder Lake yet, or the second raft spot.
The second raft spot is still open. Recorder Lake was a medium secret, I believe.
Oh, okay.
So yeah, it's a push block or it's second raft spot at this point in East Hyrule.
Yep, and Veetorp finding the map, that's huge for Veetorp. Because Lavos has spent a lot of time in here and has yet to find his power bracelet, but he's been having to bomb a lot of spots that are actually empty spots.
And it's a tough, weirdly disconnected 8. I mean, you have 2 different chokes, one right at the EL spot in the middle, and one right about in the VE at the very bottom, where these are actually connected. But otherwise, everything else is just disparate in this 8.
Yeah, and I don't know if you saw when he did his pause there, but Lavos has seen most of this dungeon. I mean, that was a full clear almost.
Well, with not many spots left, you know, you gotta hope it's not something that you accidentally glossed over and mistracked, and instead it's something that's just a net new room for you.
Yeah. But he has done very well at checking every room that could push. But I mean, look at that. He's got a lot in the southeast still left.
Did he have the 2 under the E on the far left? I missed that if he did.
It was so quick, it was hard to see. Now here's the best time to see likes. When you have red ring, you can just let the like eat you, and it really doesn't cost any damage. And then you
Yeah.
can stab stuff through it.
Yeah, and you're not buying a magical shield at any point in time here, or maybe you are, but you're probably not buying a magical shield, and so there's not a lot of risk associated with it. And incidentally, those two in the E column, not only are they not on here, I don't see any markers from the V column leading into that, so that makes me think that those are bomb spots, and that might be a really hard one to find without the map on Lavos' side.
I think you're right. I mean, this is a huge advantage for Veetorp. And I believe Lavos is probably now clearing every room just to try to find that map. And we know it's at the beginning. Now, if he goes up here, he can bomb left and find those two spots. Oh,
Yeah.
no, it is a
Oh,
key
it's
door.
a key door, okay. Well, that's slightly better than a bomb spot, that's for sure.
That may bail him out here. Unfortunately, it's
Not in this room.
yeah, it's the one right above it, and thankfully he's bombing into it.
Now, mentally, I'm sure this has to be stressful for Ultra. Like, he knows that there's an item in here. He needs that item that's an 8. He's been an 8 for a long time, and it's his second trip into 8. Ooh, and it's not this room either.
Yeah, I mean he's been here for 10 minutes easily. And he's gonna start wasting a lot of bombs.
You have to wonder at which point in time, is Ultra going to feel so behind that it's going to be time to take chances. But that's not to say that Veetorp might not be feeling much the same way, because 8 is also not being particularly friendly to Veetorp either.
Yeah, I mean Veetorp now has a slight lead only because being able to get into 3 and finish it quick. But this is a big 8. He could spend a lot of time in here as well, even with the map.
I keep trying every time Lavos hits start to pull up that map to do a cross-reference, and I'm having a hard time finding rooms that he hasn't been to.
This is interesting. I don't think either runner realized that the screen to the right of start bombed.
Interesting.
So the item could be right here. Unfortunately, it's not.
That would have made for some great entertainment, though, I'll tell you that.
Yeah.
Thank you, chat. Thank you, chat, for calling out the ones that we are missing. Better eyes than I.
Yeah, at this point, Lavos has seen everything but what Chad is talking about.
Which, for anybody watching this without chat in there, there's 2 in the top, very top left and bottom left is what the reference point is there. So let's see what that ends up looking like. We have Veetorp going down to bottom left, and knowing that there are some spots down there, may bomb, but may not. I mean, that is blue land most that you gotta work your way through first.
That's huge for Lavos right now. Now he can go. Now he can get these last couple of rooms.
And 5 has the magic key.
Our runners may have to go back there.
And there's 4 along the coast. That tells me we are, in fact, looking at that raft spot.
You are correct, because we have seen everywhere else along the coast. And at this point, we have a 66% chance. Silvers are in 9, or 33% chance they're in 4.
I think we're actually committed to 4, since we do know that the boomerang and the book are under a push block. And we know 4 has to be at the raft spot.
You're right. I didn't even think about that. And yeah, so we know where every item is now.
So hopefully our runners make that connection right now so that they know that 4 has to be dug entirely. And to be fair, it's 4. It's pretty small when they finally get there. It's a thing that you probably want to dig anyways. But either way, it's good to be 100% sure and not roll your dice on 9.
Yeah, we have a little bit of advantage with commentators seeing everything, but our runners have seen a lot of hints. So hopefully they have most of this knowledge.
Veetorp's gonna try to fight the Patra. Oof. Yeah, there's the
Yeah,
up
that's a rough one. And Lavos is just burying through these danger noodles.
Alright, Lavos is
Right.
taking the path here, just to, I guess, to find the rest of them, but he seems to be on a mission.
Yeah, he thinks it's a bomb spot here. And he's right. And I would imagine this is it right here.
Oof. Looking juicy.
It's not terrible, but you're only on one heart, and that's not good.
The long path to get here, too. If you end up having to go back to start and retry this one, you're gonna feel a little frustrated, I have to imagine.
Yeah, but at least you have blocks to help you out. And these dart nuts are, you know, walking in the right spots.
It's a great bomb. And now Veetorp has that hint about level 5 as well. And a 4.
Alright, so Lavos will get out of 8, thankfully, without seeing the whole thing. By one room.
Yeah, I was gonna say one room off, but you know. Could be a tour guide for 8 at this point.
Very much so. As long as he can get past these keys.
There it is.
Alright, now he'll find 9 before he finds 4, that's for sure. Because he'll check all of these power bracelet spots first.
Yeah, and we have one right here that may very well be what we're looking for.
And that's awesome to have it right there, because now you can just flute right back to 8 and be right at 9.
Incredibly convenient. So at this point, it's gosh, what's the closest to the coast here? I guess maybe 7, maybe 6 that would take you there, or the any road at
It's the any
port,
road.
yeah. Which appears to be exactly where we're going.
And Lavos now has all of Death Mountain to look through. We still haven't found 1. So one has to be under a power bracelet spot as well.
That is a very fair point. That is a very fair point, but because we know the items in one, we're still exactly spot on for all the items based on our hints. Yeah.
Because we did find a actual hint for level 1 on the wand and bow.
Ooh.
Oh no, Veetorp. Oh, that's a horrible room to die in. Because you were right there for your power bracelet, unfortunately. But Veetorp does have a little extra time right now. He has that small lead because of level 3.
That's true. Level 3 was a nice boon for Veetorp. But if Lavos keeps digging around over in Death Mountain, I mean, they're eventually going to go ahead and find 3 here. It won't be too long, even though it's Eastern Death Mountain, mind you.
Yeah, I mean, he's going to have to dig all of East Death Mountain, but he is finishing West Death Mountain right here. So we've actually got a very tight game, as both of these runners are going to... I mean, it's going to be very close. Lavos now with the power bracelet, probably going to go check some of those spots.
Yeah, very, very likely. We're one shy of Max. It's so close.
Oh, he has to see Recorder Lake first. Unfortunately for Veetorp, waited to pick up Mags till after 8. Probably could have used it in here. But looks like he's got this one now.
Yeah, just one more Dark Nut and good to move on. Oof, can't take too many bombs from him. Oof. There we go.
Yeah. The one thing I would say for Veetorp is you've got the bombs, use them.
That's quite a map of 8, even on Veetorp's side, who had the map to go through. Both of these runners have really made an opportunity to see almost every single room in that level.
Yep. Okay, so he has level 9. He's now gonna hit the world and check all the other power bracelets, and then probably find his level 4 as well. That is a nasty room right there at the ferry.
Oh yeah, complete mess over at the desert push block.
So yeah, I mean at this point, Armos, push block, and Raft are the only 2 spots we haven't seen.
Yeah, I think you're right. So
I'm not sure where Veetorp's going. Did he not clear out this far left?
That's a great question. I mean, Veetorp was up here. That's a... Let's say that's a candle.
Oh,
yeah,
he's
it's a
buying
key
more
shop.
keys.
Yeah,
Okay. Lavos jumping back into 7 for probably just to find the Triforce here.
And that's fair. I mean, we got to get that Triforce no matter how we slice it. And using that money that Veetorp has is a great call.
He does find a heart, so he can get mags as well now, too. If he wants to take the time to go get it. Yeah, key count still kind of in play. Both runners know that the magical key is in 5, but neither have looked like they're going to attempt to go get it yet.
Yeah, it's always an option to go over there if things get particularly bad. If you drop to 0 and your cash situation is looking pretty rough. But otherwise, I imagine they're going to go and take the remaining dungeons over here and cross their fingers and hope that the key payout works.
And I don't blame them, because any time you spend in 5 is almost a waste of time towards your final time.
Exactly. And chat makes a very good call out over there, is that Lavos was digging around in Western Death Mountain, and once they were complete, they decided to go save and head right on back to start. East Death Mountain still not dug, which means we have not found level 3 on Lavos' screen.
Yep, and at this point, I mean, he's got to know where it is. I mean, he has to know at least 1 dungeon's in East Death Mountain, because he's only got 2 other spots he hasn't checked.
Yeah, it's running pretty low.
I'm unsure what he is doing. Oh, he's setting up a count.
Very, very nice. Veetorp with mags now, going off on a trip to, oh gosh, where are we going over here? I mean, we're going to get the ferry.
So level 7 has both of our bomb upgrades 2 rooms away from each other. and then more bombs in the next room.
Bomb friendly, just not rupee friendly at 114 for that bomb upgrade.
There's plenty of money to be found somewhere.
I do think that there are a few take-any's that were orphaned earlier because they were close to max cash. Possibility of bombs become a pain.
I believe Lavos has 1 more money up in Death Mountain.
And Veetorp looks like they're booking it. Oh, over here, they haven't actually seen Monocle Rock, and maybe not a few other items over in the Lost Hills desert area here. But
more bombs.
Yeah, they're going to check that out real soon, and I think we're going to see that Lost Hills push block in just a few.
Oh, and there's our Triforce in 7. Not the easiest Triforce to get to. I'm not oh no. I have a feeling Lavos has marked his tracker.
Oh, forgot that he got the ladder here.
Because he already picked out the heart out of the 7, so he now has everything. The only thing he could be doing is looking for keys, but I don't believe that's what he's doing.
Yeah, 2 keys, that's a little bit of a tough one there.
Yeah, he is looking for an item in 7. Unfortunately, it is the ladder, and it was found in the 2nd room.
Yeah, a quick peek over at his tracker shows that he does not have anything marked for level 7 underneath the stairs.
Oh, he is not gonna. This is not gonna make him happy.
No, not at all. This could be a really lengthy dig right here as he tries to look for the bow or the. Oh, he should know I think where the bow is, but as he tries to look for the silvers in here, and finds out that there is nothing to be found now.
Yeah, as a runner, you know in the back of your mind that you've seen, you've been here before, but it was so long ago, you don't remember getting anything. A lot of people, mismarking, that could be the end of their seed.
Yeah, you're completely right. And incidentally, Veetorp has gone ahead and found 4. Not actually at the raft spot, incidentally. It's south of the vanilla first quest letter cave.
Oh, so neither runner had seen Casino Corner, I believe, then. So one could still be on the raft spot. What's going to happen here for Lavos is he's going to finish this dig of this upper area. And when he up and A's and goes back to the beginning, he's going to see that room and realize he has to dig all the way back through 7 to find the Triforce again.
Yeah, hopefully he doesn't just write that off and say, hey, that was a transport stair that I don't necessarily care about. But, yeah, hopefully it turns into an actual check and confirm, and out he goes.
Yep, and Veetorp's going to be increasing his lead every room Lavos takes here. I mean, you know as well as I do as a runner, I mean, nerves play a big matter in this, and, one accidental click because it was such an early item here in 7, it changes everything.
Yeah, and that goes back to the whole, both of them probably feel some level of behind right now. And if you feel some level of behind as you're going through this, you're not going to think it through as in, hey, wasn't I in the 7? Where did I actually get that ladder after all? You're just going to say, nothing on my tracker, gotta keep going, gotta make up this ground.
Yeah, and he is down to just one room up here. So after he checks this one room, I believe he'll up an A and check start again. And that's when he'll get the bad news.
There's the Triforce in 4, but Veetorp doesn't want it. They know that they're looking for something more important in here.
Yep, there is a very silvery thing in this 4. Alright, I think Lavos is making the correct play here. They're probably just going to get the Triforce at this moment. Instead of up an A and then checking all over it, they'll just go get the Triforce and then figure out what they're doing.
And there's Veetorp finding the silvers in the northwest of 4. Well, they know where the Triforce is. They're going to get that, and they're going to get on out. And then it comes down to A, go back to digging 7, or B, go looking for 1.
Well, you gotta think 1's probably going to be pretty close, probably in that raft spot. Unless we have more Casino Corner action.
And
we
there's
do.
1, yeah.
Oh, wow. So we had these from the very beginning. We had bow and silvers in open caves from the very beginning.
Now
Veetorp feels really far behind.
Oh, yeah, absolutely. And northeast of the map, I get it. There's not a whole lot that connects there. You got to go do some routing into some other areas, but gosh, it's valuable.
Lavos, go back to that room and check it. Please do not skip. I don't know. He's seen the transport already.
And Veetorp just found the wand on the floor in 1. Not that they necessarily needed that combat upgrade, but there it is.
Check this, Lavos. Check it. There we go.
There we go.
Now he knows. Yeah, he should have known when he saw both transports up top, but again, nerves play a big part in this. Oh, don't up and A. You're right next to 2 dungeons.
Oh. Veetorp's poking around. I mean, one has, aside from the Triforce that you obviously need, one's got the bow that we're looking for. You get that, and we're basically just, I mean, we're Triforce and Go mode at that point. And mags for Ultralavos.
Both runners now with mags. I mean, we've got all the defense, we got all the offense. Veetorp's even picked up a little bit of a shooty weapon too, so this should be a very fast finish for our runners. They both have good key counts too. Alright, Lavos will find his 2 dungeons up here, but he still has to find 3 after this. And Veetorp has to go and finish 7. And we know that 7's Triforce was not too far in, but it wasn't easy either.
No, absolutely not. It was about midway, and as long as you don't have a dig, you're good to go. And Veetorp was, yeah, there we go. I was gonna say Veetorp was playing a little bit there, like, you know,
Veetorp knows. He knows the bow is in here, so.
I'm getting my nerves going over here, some anxiety, my goodness.
Veetorp will be in Go mode as soon as he picks up this bow, and he just needs 7 Triforce. And Lavos now will find the bad news himself, and will also understand that he's really far behind.
Great hint in 1, by the way. Aquamentist on the coast. Fantastic, thank you so much.
Yeah.
Glad to know that that's exactly where we are.
Yeah, make sure to check just in case there's some grabbers right there. And this should be our bow for Veetorp.
There we go.
Now, Lavos is not too far behind. He is behind because he still has to find 3, but anything could happen when we get into 9. So we'll just have to wait and see.
Yeah, they do call it the Great Equalizer for a reason, and we've seen 9s where someone goes in and they're done in less than a minute. We've seen 9s where people walk in there and 25 minutes later they're still working through every single room in that 9. So 9 will do 9 things.
Yeah, we had a seed in one of our battle royales not too long ago where 9 kept a lot of us in there for 45 minutes. So yeah, we understand. Well, it was a swordless seed, so with lots of wizrobes.
That sounds, I don't want to use the word atrocious lightly, but that sounds like one of the worst possible things to have.
It was not fun.
Yeah, I see.
Yeah, Custom was in there.
Yeah, I saw Custom's comment. That's fantastic. Oh, and the orange one's rolled up too. Oh, goodness.
And everything was locked behind bomb walls too.
You know, it's the 9s where you have all 6 of the transports, and if you don't take them in order, 1 to 2 to 3 to 4 to 5 to 6, you don't actually get to where you're getting to go. And those are the ones that drive me crazy. You know, I'm one of those people, and I know there's various schools of thought. Do you try to go the contiguous route as much as possible, or do you pop into some of these stairways and just take them to know where the other side's gonna bring you? I'm of the first camp, so having to take all of the magic stairs at all points in time are just one of the most frustrating ways to get to the end of that game.
Well, my thoughts are: do I need an item in 9? Yes. Then I'm going to take every stair. Do I not need an item in 9? Then I'm probably not going to take stairs until I have to.
Until 9 forces you to do it, you know, see how far you can get on your own.
And neither of these runners are going to enter 9 needing anything. So I imagine they're going to be in the camp of, let's just get as many rooms as we can cleared before we take these stairs.
Yeah, the only time we might see anything picked up in 9 is if they are investigating stairs and they decide that they want the book because they haven't found the map in 9.
Yeah,
otherwise,
that too.
Everything's going to be left behind.
So this should be our silvers for Lavos. And he knows where the Triforce is at. Unfortunately, Veetorp is getting very close to that Triforce.
I was gonna say he is very, very close.
In fact, he's in the room now.
Door strats there. Pop out, pop back in, make that land molar disappear.
Alright, so Lavos is going to find level 1. He's gonna need to find that bow, but then he still needs to find 3. So Veetorp's gonna have a decent lead into this 9.
Yeah, at least by a few minutes here. You know, maybe finding
It
one.
could be as
or
much as
3.
5 minutes. I mean,
yeah, that's what I was thinking. 4 to 5 maybe in terms of this lead, which, you know, doesn't always mean much when you're getting into a 9, especially a Shapes 9, where it can be all sorts of fun when you get in there.
Yep. And when Lavos watches this back, he'll realize those minutes were all from that level 7, unfortunately.
Oof. There we go. Veetorp has entered level 9 now. I suppose there's always the great question to ask. What are we looking for in level 9 right now?
What are we looking for? We're looking for one of those shutter doors right there to not open when we kill all the enemies. Unfortunately, that one did. And we're also listening for a roar. If we hear a roar, that means we are only one room away from the pig.
And of course, we have to take Ganon out to get Zelda in this case.
Yep. Unfortunately, sometimes the roar can be masked if we find ourselves in a room with another boss. But sometimes you just need to leave and then come back.
Well, that's the case. Now, there's apparently an audio clue if you end up, you know, entering a room with like a dig dogger or some such. And by the way, there's the bow over on Ultralavos' side. With a little bit of a different audio hitch or some such at the end. You know what? I can never figure it out. For me, if you ever run into one of those where you're getting masked by another boss enemy, I just kill it, leave the room, come back, and see what happens.
I honestly don't know the queue either. So if I clear a boss, I sometimes will just dip right back in. Lavos will... It could be interesting because of where he's at. He may choose to go check the final raft spot before he heads to East Death Mountain.
Oh, that is possible.
He is now on the search for level 3. I think he's only got about 4 checks left. And yes, he is going... he's going to check the letter K first. Doing a nice HUD clip here. No? Okay, he hasn't bombed here yet.
We get Veetorp clearing out some Gibdos to go find what I imagine is going to be a transport, but we'll see. Yeah, it's another transport. Oh, is that a roar?
That's a roar. But that was a roar in the basement?
Well, gosh, that was strange.
I'm because the way it works, the basement rooms are on another part of the grid. He's actually, when he went down into the basement, he is next to it wherever that was at. Not that room specifically, I believe.
I mean, that is logistically, you're absolutely right. All of those rooms just exist somewhere on the overall grid that can fill, in this case, level 7, 8, and 9. And oh, but my
he's got it now. Yeah, there's definitely a roar. Unfortunately, it looks like it's going to be stair blocked.
Well, on the plus side, at least we know one of the 3 potential rooms that we could be sitting in here, and that's just a path to go find the right one.
Yeah, and he had... yeah, this is a tough one.
These are those wacky, you gotta take every magical stair to get to exactly where you need to go. These are crazy.
Alright, so Lavos... okay, he still has this last check here, and he will find level 3 right now.
Oh, we're gonna see the potion
After
pricing.
okay, there's some potions.
Yeah, we're pretty
All right.
close.
Well, we at least got one good hint.
And this is gonna be 3 for Lavos.
Yep. And he is going to be very, very much about 5 minutes behind. And that is that level 7 5 minutes.
Yeah, it is a tough one, no matter how you want to take a look at it here, but who knows what we're gonna get from 9.
And I mean, Veetorp still has to find that magical staircase to the right spot. And unfortunately, these staircases are taking him in the wrong direction, but he also needs to find Zelda as well, too.
Yeah, it's worth investigating. Try to see if you can find Zelda while you're poking around here. Plus, you might need a staircase to get to a staircase to get to a staircase, and so even if you end up on the wrong side of the map, not all is lost. You know, you got things that you may be gaining some value off, and now that's not Zelda
Yeah.
over there.
Especially when Zelda and Ganon are on opposite sides of the world.
You do get the lucky ones sometimes where Ganon and Zelda are exactly, you know, attached in the room. But that can also be misleading, because that's the only time that you run into this where Zelda is not behind a single shutter door. It could be behind many shutter doors, and some people do end up missing that.
I think Lavos is getting very close to. I think his Triforce is one room over.
I think you are right. 1, maybe 2, but definitely close. Nice ladder strats over here. Goodbye, blue Lanmos.
Oh, there. Yeah, okay. And Lavos is going to do a very quick recorder after this to 8, and he will join Veetorp in 9.
It'll be interesting to see if their paths diverge whatsoever here.
Yeah, at this point, Veetorp is choosing.
Yeah,
okay,
you want to go back for that.
Yeah, you've got Magical Sword. You're not using Wand. You grab that so you have the map. And that's not a terrible 9.
Here we go. Ultralavos walking into 9. This map is going to be all sorts of helpful for Veetorp here.
Yeah, and Lavos immediately going to check to see if this is Zelda's room. We know it's not, but I don't blame him for killing blue dark nuts when you got a chance.
And this is a room that worth a peek. Make sure it's not Zelda. I don't think we've been below it. Maybe we have. Ah, well. Not this room.
And here's an interesting play. Lavos probably thinks he's behind and is probably going to do all the magical stairs immediately. Just so maybe for like to catch. Oh, he finds the map.
Wow, that's a pretty early map right there.
Just push it, Lavos. Alright, that takes him into the top left.
We hear our roar over on Veetorp's side. We have.
Alright,
finally
Veetorp
found
does
Ganon.
find Ganon. He'll need 4 hits.
And there's very few rooms as easy as this one here, so this should be a pretty quick Ganon fight.
Look what's on the left side too. That could be Zelda right there on the left.
What do we have?
Oh, it is not. Oh, that would have been great.
I would have rathered a
Veetorp.
Zelda than a Manhandler right there.
Alright, so we are on the Zelda race now. As who will find Zelda first? Lavos will still need to find Ganon, of course, but If Lavos was to find Zelda and have a good path, this is still not out of the realm for him.
Yeah, that's absolutely true.
Though Veetorp has seen a lot of this dungeon.
Well, also correct, you know, it's you have no idea where. Oh no, there it is. Zelda has been found right
And
there below Veetorp.
Get your GGs in for your race winner, Veetorp, with a final time of 1:14.14. Very nice time.
Fantastic. GG Veetorp.
And just 1 second.
And we'll see if we can get Veetorp here into the commentary booth. I can see that they're getting ready.
Yeah, he's already in setup. We're just waiting on him to join us. And we are now joined by our race winner, Veetorp. GG.
GG Veetorp.
Thank you. Wow, that was quite a fun little run.
I mean, the first 30 minutes, could you all have not gotten anything else? I mean, it was giving you everything except for the two things you needed to finish the race.
The getting red ring that early actually really gave me a lot of confidence for the whole rest of the game.
Yeah, I mean, as I was saying earlier, the one thing you love seeing in the first 2 minutes is a red ring.
Absolutely.
You guys were primed early on. Red ring was great. The coast item when you made it over there, the white sword. You know, combat wasn't absolutely terrible. Everything was looking good in the first 30, and then 8.
No, that 8.
I was so mad. I full cleared 8. I mean, there was one room I didn't see.
You weren't the only one.
Okay.
Neither of y'all saw that one room.
Well, I saw it when I was up there, and I'm like, because I think I tried to bomb up to it, and I'm like, oh, well, I'll just catch it later. What are the chances? And then I forgot about it till the very end, where I'm like, what room haven't I gone into? I am so confused.
Well, unfortunately for your opponent, 8 was not his downfall. There was an early mismark for Lavos in 7 where he did not mark his ladder. So when he picked up his Triforce in 7, he full cleared 7 looking for the item. So it cost him about 6 minutes in that 7, which is when you turned on the afterburners and finished the seat up pretty much.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, it was
because it was going to be a tight race until that mismark.
Yeah, you two are neck and neck most of the race. Triforces, knowledge, items, almost everything was being figured out at approximately the same time for both of you.
Well, that's good to hear. I can't wait to watch the restream.
Yeah, it was a very fun race to watch, and thankfully it's not that long.
No, this one was relatively good speed. It always, like, other than I think the death in 8, which was the only thing that really threw me. Yeah, it was just pretty comfy. Like, it kept, like, there was good pacing, always finding something.
Yep, and Lavos is now in Ganon's room, and he also has the magical sword, so he only needs 2 more hits. Oh, he's down to 1 heart. Does he have...
Oh, he's going to do recorder strats? Is that what we're looking at?
Well, he was trying to move to his potion, but he does get it out, so this will be a kill.
And yeah, chat, since he is playing as Deadpool, I do believe that is in fact a Juggernaut as the spray.
It is.
It's funny.
But, so what did you think overall of the seed? I mean, we know how the beginning was, but overall, what did you think of the seed?
I liked it. I confused myself a little because I think I misremembered the feat of strength hint. I thought it said something like a feat of strength will lead to the bow. And,
okay.
And so I'm like, when I found 9, I'm like, awesome, great. And then I was like still looking underneath rocks, and I'm like, isn't 1 supposed to be underneath one of these?
Yeah, we both of us were surprised that neither of you or Lavos found 1 and 4 until the very end of the game.
Yeah, we
It was
were.
just
The
too much
routing
good.
was like neither of y'all went to Casino Corner.
It was on the list, but like there was just, every time you turn around, other than kind of the empty-ish area in Death Mountain, it was like there was always something.
Well, I was at the very least assuming that it was just a mistracking from my side, and we were sitting here rooting for the East Hyrule raft spot as being like the go-to for the last dungeon there. And hey, it looks like we're all raft blocked at this point. We're power bracelet blocked. Maybe we get 1 and 9 under there. No, we just had a little bit of Casino Corner to go.
Yeah. Because we thought everything had been cleared at that point.
Yeah, that was the. You always hate seeing raft. You're just like, I should pick it up. I should pick it up.
Yeah, it's unlike the recorder that has other uses. The raft is like, it's just two spots.
Every time you get it, you don't need it, and every time you pass on it, you have to go back and dig it out of that dungeon before you can go and get to something else that's important. So, it's always such a pain. Those 2 spots in the overworld seem to be very, very likely for finding a dungeon.
Fair enough.
So, have you all talked about when Game 2 will be?
I don't think so. So it'll be. Generally, I have a more freer schedule, so it'll probably be whatever works better for Ultralavos.
Okay. Well, I know that after watching this one, I imagine Game 2 is just going to be another banger too. And hopefully Lavos does not get down on himself after that miss mark.
Oh,
Because both of you guys are great runners, and it just happens.
Oh, yeah.
Well, I'm thoroughly concerned. My heart was really thumping there towards the end because, like, if you in the race room are points, the things that really matter.
Oh yeah,
They were like only 6 points apart. So
yeah, and I imagine it's not going to change much.
probably not.
No, but yeah, I mean, I enjoyed myself watching this. Lavos is now kind of he's checked most of this 9 now. He's unfortunately cannot find Zelda.
She just was a few rooms to the east.
Yeah, he took the transport right after Ganon, or right before Ganon, and was not able to see that room.
Mm.
He's looking for the compass though, so hopefully that'll help him.
So I
'Cause
got
he is
real
clearing
confused.
every room.
The room he was in with the staircase, I could hear Ganon, but when I killed all of the Gibdos in it, the door didn't open.
So, wait. The one that goes to Ganon?
No. Oh, is it a push block
Oh, yeah.
in a spiral staircase room? I might have just
What?
learned something.
Yeah, that
It's
that
possible,
can
yeah.
happen.
Okay. Well,
Yeah,
thank
it
you.
pushes over on the left-hand side. That's a... Gosh, I want to say that's a second Quest 5 room that it does that
It
in,
is.
but I could be... It is, okay, cool.
Yep. Well, got me.
And we have Ultra poking around. So overall, I gotta say, Veetorp, how has the whole Rumble been going for you so far? I mean, you did a great job, going 2-0 earlier in the first round, and now here you are with Ultralavos. But what are your overall thoughts on the Rookie Rumble so far?
I like it a lot. I was kind of having a conversation with somebody the other day where the one thing that is weird is the sword incentivizes like dipping dungeons, right? Like you're just kind of free to go in and most stuff isn't going to bother you too much. But like I almost would figure a better start would be like the bombs and the candle. Because it's not really enough that you want to go dipping dungeons with, but it gives you most of the overworld checks.
That is true. It's a good point, right? You get a lot of opportunity there, and I don't know what the thought process was from Malchior and Mrs. Malchior and then the rest of the crew as they were putting it together, but the overall idea of having, the sword probably feels comfortable to a lot of these rookies who maybe played this back in the older days, the classic one.
And I appreciate it a lot. Trust me. I think it's actually really nice. Because I actually tried jumping into the last tournament, the main tournament, I guess, or whatever that tournament was. The
GG's to Ultralavos, by the way. Picking up
GG's.
Zelda there, or whoever that happens to be.
But the sock hopple one. I don't know.
Yeah, the winter tournament.
Yeah, and it was a lot of fun, but it was pretty brutal. Like,
yeah, because me and you actually had a match in that one.
Oh, nice. Yeah, I tend to let things go very quickly, but we did, yes.
And we are joined by Lavos. GG.
GG.
Thank you. That wasn't that good. That's 7.
Yeah, I was gonna. Yeah, I'm sure me and you will talk about it later, but yeah, that's 7.
Yeah, 7 was a little bit unappealing, for lack of a better phrase.
No, on the ladder super early to get the Triforce, found it, and then cleared the whole dungeon because I forgot to mark the ladder.
Yeah.
Did you like get it real quick, like I did, first dip?
Yeah, both of y'all did the exact. Yeah, y'all were both did the exact same thing. You went in there, got the ladder, went to the next room, saw the danger noodles, and said nope, and you quit, and then came back to 7 later.
Fair enough.
So Lavos, the seed started out great. You got a lot of stuff early. Y'all were neck and neck. I mean, really, it comes down to 7, unfortunately, because before that 7, you guys were within 30 seconds of each other.
Yeah.
Great run by both of you all. It's just one accident, and it happens, unfortunately.
And even the messy ones, like 8 was a rough one, but both of you saw every room but 1 and 8. That was a tough one to get that power bracelet, especially knowing that was a required item.
So how do you feel?
Yeah, that 8, I think I full cleared.
Yeah, unfortunately. But both of y'all did full clear it. I mean, when you have the power bracelet in the top left, that's a far way to go find it. And you're going to see a lot of that 8 for sure.
Yeah, absolutely. So, I mean, this is round 2, I suppose. Now we're in the round of 16 over in the bracket. You guys, first match down tonight. You get your second one coming up, hopefully soon. And, yeah, I think you guys were the very first out of the round of 16. So that should be... Oh, no, you were one of the second. I'm sorry, out of the round of 16. But pretty exciting overall.
Thank you guys for restreaming and doing commentary and tracking and
Thank you.
all of that.
Yeah, and we are going to be definitely excited to watch y'all's next match because this is definitely a good matchup. Anybody can take it, that's for sure. And I am excited to watch it. That's for sure. But do either runner have any last comments on this seed or anything?
I really look forward to our next match. I think it's going to be definitely one that's just going to be... I'm sure it's going to be close. Like, I can feel it. I'm terrified, is what I'm saying. Actually, like, legit.
Yeah, same here. I'm looking forward to it too, but I'm a little worried.
Well, if there's one thing to said, both you guys are great runners, and you'll put on a great show for our audience, and we thank you for that.
Absolutely. We thank you all for running, right? For everyone's entertainment here, and of course for the ability to kind of win out in this tournament that we have. This has been great. I know that there were some frustrating points, but watching it and commentating and seeing what we have going into the chat, this was absolutely fantastic to get an opportunity to watch. So thank you so much for doing this for both your own edification and for the entertainment of everyone out there.
Thank you.
All right.
And,
Well,
thank you for
oh,
streaming tracking.
all right. Well, you know what, Neo? I just a big thank you to you. This was a lot of fun commentating.
Yeah, Hayo, this
And-
was great.
Yeah, and I hope we get to do it again here. Before the end of this tournament. Thankfully, not thankfully, but I will be going on vacation here soon. So hopefully, when I get back, we can get another one.
Oh, I'm sure by the time that this is over, people are going to be tired of hearing my voice.
Oh, yeah, I know how that feels. But I am going to get off and I'll let you take us away.
All right, in which case, I will say my very last thank you, everybody. Thank you to the runners. Ultralavos and Veetorp, everything you guys did was great for us here at Speed Gaming. Thank you for hosting us. Custom doing an excellent job on tracking, the real MVP of the actual show here, because there were so many things, not only that you were keeping track of, but also dropping into chat at each and every opportunity. So that was absolutely fantastic. And to close it out, Hayo, thank you so much for the commentary. It has been a genuine pleasure. And have a great night, everybody. Look forward to some great Z1R action. I believe, while we're still firming up exactly which channel it is, I believe we have a couple games tomorrow at 8 p.m. Eastern Time and at about 10:30 p.m. Eastern Time. So come take an opportunity to check them out once they've been determined where and when they're broadcasting. Thank you very much, everybody. You have a great rest of the evening.